Hello, I'm Phil Ernest, and this is Gary's Peak, high atop Big Bear Lake.
Never lost roamer with Phil Ernest.
So this is what the main highway looks like. When you come, you want to look for this. Right here, the trail peak, and then you just pull into this little parking lot, and they do have some little porta potties here, as well as a little restroom right there. And I'll give you a better view of the parking lot. Also, in order to park in this lot, make sure you do have your little vehicle pass. I'll leave a link in the description below showing you where to get one of those little permits that will enable you to park in this little lot here. So this is what the parking lot looks like. Very small lot, not a whole lot of spaces here on this parking lot, and there's a restroom right over there. And this is where they have the little rules, regulations, and there's also a trail here, shows you where you're at, and then the trail starts off over this way. Okay, so today's hike is a 7-mile hike, 3.5 miles up to Gray's Peak and 3.5 miles back. That'll be just a little bit under 8,000 feet altitude, with a gain of about 1,700 feet. So let's get started on this hike right now and see how it goes. We're getting a little later start out in the day than most the times I usually start hiking. It's a little bit after 10 o'clock and it's about 75 degrees right now, starting out here at Big Bear. Here's a look at around the trailhead, just starting out right now. Look at beautiful Big Bear Lake right there. And here's where the trail starts. Let's get busy. Should be a good fun day today. 3.5 miles out. This is once again an up and back hike. So just the start of this thing on this hike. 2 minutes into the trail here, as you can see, it's a well-defined trail. Have a little bit of shade, but not as much as you would think on this trail with the trees around. And also I'm hiking with a group today, so normally there's not that many people on this trail. So just doing it with a group so I can show you and myself this trail and learn it. So 15 minutes on this trail. As you can see, it's not too much of an incline. You can see people off over there in a distance. We just go up and we go down a little bit and we go back up. So a gradual incline on this trail. 15 minutes into the hike here. So 20 minutes in, you'll see this little area. Continue going right on this hike. It's not really a split to any other trail here, but just continue going right on this trail here. So 30 minutes into the hike, you'll see this. Look for this sign and then head on off over here. So going this way onto the trail to the peak. Then it continues a gradual hike. So the gain on this is just a little under 2,000 feet, and we'll be hiking to just a little bit under 8,000 feet overall. 30 minutes into the hike, this is what the trail looks like. Looks like we have a switchback up here coming up. So this is what the trail looks like 40 minutes into the hike. Start to see a little bit of rocks and continue going straight on up. Again, notice no shade at all. So if you do come on this hike, make sure you bring plenty of water, hat, sunscreen, sunglasses, because you're going to need it because you're not going to get the shade from the surrounding area. Check out these big, beautiful boulders here on this trail. Kind of nice hiking around these things like this. If you're enjoying this video and finding it informative, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to receive more of this informative content, please subscribe to the channel. So on this hike, if you're ever kind of curious on which way to go, always look for the more defined trail, especially with footprints already on the trail, as opposed to a little bit off. Sometimes you may wonder, and if you're really in doubt, just hang on a bit, wait for someone coming by in either direction and ask them, rather than to wander off and get lost. So we're about 50 minutes now into this hike. This is what the trail looks like 1 hour into the hike. We're 1 hour into this hike and still very little shade, and continues to increase, going up and down a little bit. 1 hour in with still a little bit of shade, and the hike continues to have a little bit of gain with each step, but a gradual gain. So by now, when you see these great big trees here, you know you're getting very close. We're just around the bend here from reaching the top of Gary's Peak, right around this way. Take a look at the overall scenery around this point. Okay, so if I'm understanding correctly, that should be the top right there. Let's see, we should be very close at this point. We should be very close at this point. That should be the peak up there. Let's see how this goes. Sometimes on this hike, if you overheat yourself because there's not a lot of shade, take advantage of these little shades that you see here to stop, to get something to drink or continue on with the trail. Check out these big boulders over here. Again, we're getting very close to this Gary's Peak, but it's so nice when you see these rocks, just how big they are compared to you. It makes you really feel small being in a place like this. So you've now arrived at the peak right here. Here's a little sign even, and you can see over the Big Bear Lake over there. Look how cool. Let's go take a better look at this peak from this point right here. Here's the sign, 7,920 feet, Gary's Peak. Pretty neat. Let's take a look at this. Here's another marker up here. Let's check out over here, see what this is. All right, this is always the standard when you see this thing, and then these big boulders up here. Look at that. Wow, really cool. Taking the fact you just hiked all of that. Let me see if I can get a better vantage point up top of these rocks. Okay. High atop these rocks right now. Check this out. Real neat, look at this. Wow, look at the Big Bear Lake down below there and the surrounding areas. Gary's Peak. Pretty cool, giving you the full surrounding panoramic view from this area up here. High atop Gary's Peak. This is what you hike for. This is what people come all the way up here for. So you can see there's a little shade to be able to rest up here. Take your picture with the Gary's Peak sign and enjoy the view from this vantage point. Okay, so the final distance hiked on this hike would be 7 miles up and back hike, 3.5 miles up to this trail to Gary's Peak, and the gain just under 2,000 feet, about 1,900, and the overall hiking elevation 7,990 feet, just under 8,000 feet. So take a look at this. Nice view here. Big rocks for you to climb up on and enjoy. If you'd like to see my other videos on hiking, please click on the link now. Thank you so much for watching.
Never lost roamer with Phil Ernest.